Let's start. Variables are the named storage location that holds the data, and these are the basic data objects. That means the variables are the basic data objects which are manipulated in a program. That means the value is going to be changed later in a program. And as I told, it refers to a specific memory location where the data can be stored, right? Then rules for naming a variable and for the identifier both are same. And we already know the identifier can consist of alphabet, digits and underscore. Similar way here, variable can also store or consist of alphabets, digits and underscore. Alphabets ranges from small letter A to Z to capital letter A to Z, and digits ranges from 0 to 9, and this also includes an underscore symbol also. Other than this underscore symbol, no special symbol are allowed. Okay. Then the variable name can begin with alphabet or underscore, and later it can be followed by digit, but the variable name should not be begin with digit. For example, if I take any variable name like dog, okay, yes, it started with alphabet and it is following with the alphabets only. So this is also a valid variable, I can say. Or else even it started with underscore, this is also a valid variable. But if it is started with a digit, this is a invalid identifier. Along with that, and this can also be followed after the alphabets or the underscore can be followed with the digit also. So we can say these are the valid identifier. And variables are the case sensitive. For example, if I write capital letter DOG, this is a different variable, and if I write small letter DOG, this is a different variable, and even this is a different variable. All these three are the different variables. So that means the variables are case sensitive here. And we have already know that we have 32 keywords in C language, right? Those keywords cannot be used as the variable. Watch my video on identifier. So sorry, watch my video on keyword so that you will get to know what are the different keywords we have. For example, in the previous video, we have studied data types like int, char, float, double, void. So all these are also example for the keywords, and even exit, break, size of all these are the example for the keywords. So keywords cannot be used as variable. And no white space is going to be allowed in between the variables. For example, if I write dog as continuously like this, it is fine. Otherwise, if I take D space O space G, this is not a valid variable. Okay. So no white space is going to be allowed or used in between this the letters or the alphabets. And since, as I already explained, the variables are the case sensitive, we need to be aware of how we have used or how we have declared a variable in the program. Okay. And it is limited, the length of the keyword is limited, and it can take only the max, it can take only 31 characters. 31 characters. Okay. So this is what the rules we need to maintain while naming a variable. And we will learn how to declare a variable and how to initialize a variable. And the syntax for declaring a variable is data type variable name. So before understanding the variables, we need to know what is the data type. So that's why I have done the data type video before doing this variable concept. So data type, we already know we have three different type of data type. There is fundamental data type or primitive data type or derived data types, and then user defined data types. So here we need to represent the data type. We are going to take the data type as the fundamental data types we can take, then variable name. So variable name, just now I have explained what are the different rules we need to follow while naming the variable, and semicolon. So this is what the syntax we have, and the example we have taken here it as int a, so where int is a data type and a is a variable name. Then float, we can also give like float num1 comma num2, where num1 and num2 are the two different variables. And even I can make use of the array also, like name of 21. I will explain the arrays, functions, then structures, enumerations, all these in the upcoming videos. Okay. And how we are going to initialize a variable? Not only declaring a variable, we can also initialize a variable, and the syntax for initializing a variable is data type, variable name, that is going to be assigned with the value. This is a variable value. Okay. And for example, I have taken int a equals 40. That means a variable. For example, when we are going to declare like this, the memory is going to be allocated for the variable a in the memory location, and this is having a value 40 here. The memory location, if it is a memory location, the variable a is going to have the value 40. So this is what a variable which is having a data type int, that means 2 bytes of memory is going to be allocated for this a variable. Okay. Then float. For example, if I take float, we already know 4 bytes of memory is going to be allocated. So this is what 4 bytes of memory, and since we have allocated here 2 variables, so for 2 variables, so 4 plus 4, total 8 bytes of memory is going to be allocated when you declare like this. Okay. And this is what num2, and this is what num1. It is a variable, so no space between this num and 2. Okay. And the value when we have just initialized as are assigned, so num1 it is having a value 67 and num2 is having a value 6.8, isn't it? And for char 1 byte of memory is going to be allocated, isn't it? So 1 byte of memory is going to be allocated for char data type, and the variable name is grade here, and it is going to store the character, that is a, right? So a, the character constant, is not going to store as the variable, the char value as a only, the alphabet. Instead, it is going to take the value 65, that is the ASCII value for the a. Right. So integer constant is going to be get allocated or assigned for the grade variable. So this is what how to declare a variable, how to initialize a variable. The one thing is, you before knowing or before learning variables, you need to know what is data type, what are the different fundamental data types we are having in the, we are going to use in the C. Then what is variable, and what are the rules we need to follow while naming a variable. So these things you need to know, and how to assign the value to the variable. So here, for example, if all these 3 statements have been included in the single program, so totally how many bytes of memory is going to be allocated for each one of this? So for int it is 2 bytes. Let me consider it as 2 bytes. Then for num1 and num2 total it is 8 bytes, since it is 4 and 4. Then for here for char grade it is 1 byte of memory, and for name, since it is an array, here it is named it as 21, so plus 21. So 21 plus 1, it is 22. 22 plus 8, 30, 32. So totally 32 bytes of memory is going to be allocated if all these 3 statements, all these 3 declaration of a variable has been included in a single program. Similar way, you can also calculate, and you can easily know how many bytes of memory is going to be allocated in the program. So you need to know the syntax, how to declare a variable, and how to assign a variable, how to assign a value to the variable. Along with that, what are the rules you need to follow for the variable, naming of a variable. So all these things, if you know, it is very easy for you. So just I suggest you to kindly go through all the basic concepts of the C, so that when we are starting with the program, you need to know all the basic concepts. Then only it will be easier for you to learn C programming language. If you like the video, do like and share with your friends. Then click on the thumbs up to like the video, and click on the subscribe to get subscribed, and click on bell icon for the notifications. Thank you.